What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
A ting, ting, a walla walla bingity bing bang.
Okay. All right. Welcome in, everybody.
I accept.
Yeah? You're okay with that?
Yeah, I am okay with that because the extra
Is it
Walla
too clean?
Walla, it was very clean. I liked it, but it was you made the timing work at the end.
Al loves it.
Yeah, y'all are tough critics. That was a good scat.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
We
Welcome
are
in.
tough critics. The standard we set on the Spitballers
Yeah.
podcast is extremely high.
Yeah, we can't help it that your bar is in the basement.
He's trying to remind you that he's got a scat coming up here soon. He doesn't want a tough critic for that scat.
I see.
Not soon enough.
And I just took one of his greatest hits out of the running.
He just scratched it. Well,
He scratched
there,
up.
There goes.
Ting, ting. Walla walla bing
Walla
bing
Walla
bang.
Bing Bang is off.
Yeah, welcome in, one and all. Andy, Mike, and Jason. Back with you, the Spitballers podcast. Would you rather? That's a great question. And then what should be a very entertaining draft. We are drafting song titles that can describe a bad date. So that'll be fun. I have a feeling that there will be some surprises, and it will be very entertaining. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for telling your friends, your family about the show.
They love it.
Honestly, it's the least you could do.
I think that is the least you could do. Some people think, well, I could do less. I could not tell my friends and family.
Right.
Right.
But you can't.
Not
You
in
need- you
exchange
need to
for
do it.
what you're receiving.
Right.
Did you hear the scat?
Bing Bang.
I believe it was a ting tang.
It was
Oh,
a ting
that's
tang,
right.
walla
Yeah.
walla, and then some other words.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't infringe on
Any
IP out there.
No. But no, thanks for telling your friends and family, for following the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever you're listening. And let's get it going.
Would you rather?
All right, Ethan from Twitter. Jason, very important question. Would you
Oh,
rather
great.
use air quotes when you say your name or use air quotes when you say other people's names?
Oh, man.
Jason.
Yeah, I mean, look, one of these, you look like a buffoon.
One of them?
Yes, because the other, you look rude. If you're saying it about yourself and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm Jason,
Right.
well, this is me, you just look so stupid.
To be fair, though, you don't have to say it in that voice or with that facial expression. You can say, nice to meet you. My name is Mike.
Oh,
For those of you watching, he did that very casually.
I mean, I'm saying you don't have to lean in. You can just always have to do the air quotes. And then I feel like
I don't say my own name that much, so I
Right.
think I'm going that route.
it's just an introduction to people, and people will go,
They'll do a
huh,
double take.
and they will just move on.
They will never ask a follow-up
no
question.
one will ever call you out for it.
When you said that to me, as you did, with a normal straight-laced, this is just my name is Mike, and you threw up those air quotes, my brain immediately went, I have a lot of questions. I'm going to ask none of them. So I think you actually might have found the loophole to this. If you just say, hey, my name's Jason.
Yeah.
Then the people will,
It is
now
funny.
that you see it,
It's funny.
right? If you see it, it's so casual. And you don't realize that you've never seen someone do air quotes without the air quotes voice.
Right.
Because
Because you add the sarcasm to it.
yeah, it's really weird to say things that have air quotes without.
Welcome into the Spitballers podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
It's just stupid.
I think we're on to something because air quotes they've kind of, played their way through. They were when they were brought into the world of sarcasm and comedy, very funny. We're a little bit past those, and I think this is a way we can. If you want to revive air quotes, this is the way to do it.
This is how you do it.
Air quotes one time.
Yeah. See, it works.
Air quotes one time will get passed over. Air quotes two times is a problem. And if you are introducing yourself to a group of people, you only have to do it once for yourself, but you'd have to do it for every one of their names. if you said
Right.
if you called
Yeah.
them by name.
This is Andy, Jeremy, and Mike. And
Yeah.
then questions do
That's
get
weird.
brought up.
Yeah.
Okay, we broke this question.
I thought for sure that this was going to be rude when you say it about other people, but I will never say it about other people. I will casually mention my name, throw up air quotes,
Just
and no one will ask
The
a
best part
follow-up
will be
question.
when you're in court and you're testifying on the stand, and the judge goes, "Please
Give
state
your
your name," and you go, "Andy."
Sir, is your name
Sir,
Andy?
You
no,
will
it
get-
totally is Andy
You will get follow-up questions if you're indeed
in a
giving.
courtroom.
Sir, I remind you, you are under oath. I know. I'm Jason.
Oh, this is bad audio, but man,
yes,
if
go
you,
to
if you
YouTube.
could see it, it's do it around the house.
YouTube.com/SpitballersPod.
Has anyone ever done that on the stand? Just not with their name, but just like at any point.
Oh, that'd be great if you were just like, I absolutely did not kill them.
Yeah.
What does the stenographer do? Do they have to do they have to actually
He
notate
sarcastically, but it.
he said it's serious, but he threw air quotes up.
Just a
right.
quick correction. It's youtube.com/Spitballers.
Oh,
no.
even
Spitballers
better.
Pod will not work for you.
Well,
Okay.
don't go there.
Thanks, Al.
YouTube.
You're welcome.
Al, if that is your real name. The Schmidler family on Patreon said, would you rather live the rest of your life with someone who is extremely OCD about tidiness and cleanliness, or someone who doesn't pick up after themselves? I mean, I have a quick answer on this one, but I want to tease it out because I don't know if I'm thinking of this the wrong way.
Well, you are, I think, a tidy person by nature. More tidy than slobly.
Slobbly
yeah.
is, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, as the proper word is.
I do. I guess I'm a more tidy person.
Yeah, I mean,
But I guess the OCD could reflect. It could reflect negatively, like if you know, that person might be all over you to keep things the way that they like it.
They definitely will be. Like if I think what we're just trying to say is someone who is very passionate about the cleanliness of their space.
My mother used to be a little bit OCD about tidiness, and we would use this against her. It was very normal and common for my sister, myself, and my mother to be out to dinner, and any moment that she would look away, she'd look at a TV, she'd look at the waiter or waitress, we would put a little mess on the table. We'd sprinkle some salt. We'd throw a little piece of garbage on the table.
You would torture her, is what you're saying.
But it was not just your own space. It was just any space.
Just
that you
on
were.
the table. We would make a
Interesting.
little mess, and then
But he's
she'd
saying
come back.
like she was OCD about tidiness at another place.
Yes, anywhere. So it was like she would have to clean up the mess, and at first she wouldn't even know what she's doing. You know what I mean? She comes back and she just cleans off the table, wipes it up, and then 2 minutes later, there's a mess there again, and then 2 minutes later, and then eventually she catches on. And she's like, "Stop it! Stop doing this!" And we would never ever stop doing it. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
The other one is
it was
just
a lot of fun.
The other one is like I don't know. You start tiptoeing down the hoarders train. Where like you've seen those houses. If you never clean up after yourself, there is a battle of wills that happens because you try to be the person that does, and then the other person doesn't, and maybe there's some resentment.
And this can go.
You're climbing over people's clothes, or they're the counters are dirty.
Yeah, I mean, look, I lived at one point in college in a house that was rented with 7 dudes.
Oh man,
Those 7 dudes were 7 messy, nasty dudes.
now are you
7?
counting yourself in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I just want to
yeah.
make
No,
you sound like you're
absolutely.
blasting your roommates.
No, I'm blasting everyone who lived at that house, of which I was one. And that place got
How many?
So-
wait, hold on. How many rooms?
I think there were like four bedrooms.
Okay.
something
So
like
how
that.
much floor? Like in the
2
bedroom?
dogs.
In okay.
Yeah.
In the room, how much floor could you actually see?
Well, it depended on
Surface area of clothes to carpet.
Did you have to do different walking styles?
Oh,
to get
for
there?
sure.
Okay.
Yes. There was not casual walking.
There was no as the crow flies to get to where you needed to go.
So
no
you're
way.
like the Indiana Jones trying to spell out Jehovah, and
Absolutely. Don't
you're
make
like
a
jumping
mistake.
over things.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there was feces on the ground. I mean,
Oh!
it was a disaster.
Go on OCD tidy side.
When we moved out, I can only imagine they burned that place to the ground. I mean, there was
the only way
no
to clean it.
It was the only way. Like we need
Start
to rent
fresh.
this house out again. So tear it down, build it back up. You got to be on the OCD tidiness side. I mean, if you're going to extremes here.
If you're going to extremes, one of them is a health hazard, one is a health benefit.
Yeah, I mean, you might get yelled at a little bit, like, pick up after yourself, whatever. But, like, you should also pick up after yourself. Like, that's
Right.
That's good advice.
My wife she likes it tidy, and she likes you to clean up after yourself. But she's not, like, crazy about it, She's understanding. But my favorite moments are the ones where I'm actively using an item she doesn't realize I'm actively using, and it's like if you pull out the smoothie container, then I walk to the fridge to get the milk, and when I walk back, the smoothie container's already gone.
Impressive.
And I'm like, I am actually making a smoothie. Give me 5 minutes, please.
I've never been able to hang a picture. The hammer always gets put
The
back.
hammer is gone. But yeah, I think we agree on that one as well. So, all right, Skip Stone from the website says, would you rather be the first person in your house to get the stomach bug or the last?
Oh, interesting.
I don't like this question.
So it goes through the whole home. It's going through the whole home. If you're the first, then you are babied the most.
Yes. And
That's a huge win.
You're also immune while the rest of it happens.
And you're not looking at the time bomb, so to
Yes.
speak. Of when you aren't the first and you see it happening, you go, because you have to take care of people in your household, your spouse, your
I'm getting
children.
sick to my stomach thinking about this question.
Sure. So I will go first because if it's in the house and you're going to have to get it anyways, you may as well be the person who has the fewer responsibilities over the course of the bug.
There's hope to being the last, right? Like you think
Sure.
you're going to get through it, and you think it's not going to hit you. And if this question was more like you have a 25% chance of not getting it if you are the last.
I like that.
Is that worth
Yes.
the chance?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. 25%.
25. I'll take those odds.
I'll take
I mean,
10. You give me 10% chance. I will still take it.
I'm not there. I would rather be.
You just want to knock it out. But you don't
feel
live
like
in fear of getting it.
I
So why
don't.
not take the 25%?
Well, because one of these has to be the caretaker, and one of these
You'll be
is
taken
the
care of at
cared
the end.
for.
You'll be taken care of
No,
at the end.
you aren't. Whoever's last to get it, the whole house is done with caring about it. By the time the last person gets it, they're just locked in a room. Fend for yourself.
Ooh, there's a chance that they could say something like, it wasn't that bad.
Right, yeah.
And then you don't get the pity you
oh,
want.
no, there's no pity for the last one.
So
The
you haven't
pity-
changed on your need for pity during
No.
sickness
No,
in
correct.
your 40 years.
Not at all. I like to be cared for when I'm sick.
I'm
And if
in
I'm
that
last,
boat,
I'm
too.
not cared for.
Mike, are you a need to be taken
No.
care of guy?
No.
You want to be locked in your own room alone type of guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly I try to.
Do you request a bell to ring to get some help? Or
Most definitely.
Mine's more of like an air horn.
Ooh.
I think, look, you got the 2 stories. You got to make sure that the people.
So you do
downstairs,
the air horn and it's followed by you puking.
Yeah.
Is it, I still, one of my worst memories of my life was a stomach bug that went through a house because we did a trip. I was a teenager. I'd never been anywhere outside of Arizona pretty much. And our friend group went to Chicago.
Oh no!
And we stayed in the smallest, I'm talking, it's 2 bedrooms, small.
You stayed in like Jason's college house.
Yes. There were like the 5 of us plus 3 kids for this person we stayed with, plus their grandfather, plus the 2 of them. So there's like 11 people in here, and 1 person got the stomach bug to start. and the horror and terror that ensued for the next 5 days. It was just a house. There weren't enough drains. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And it was, and you're away from home. It was not fun. Yeah. All right. Kyler from the website. Would you rather watch a great movie with an unresolved ending or a mediocre movie that ties up all the loose ends? So do you want the story redeemed or you want it to be a letdown at the end?
What a letdown! I love unresolved endings.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
You're that guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. Do you walk away going, that was art?
No, I say that was awesome.
It was artsome.
No, because I have
Why do you love unresolved endings? I'm so curious.
because I have an active imagination and I can fill in the rest of the story.
Now hold on.
I don't need them to hold my hand like I'm a toddler.
Okay, hold
So
on.
you try to finish the story in your brain.
I want to clarify a couple of things here because I think some people would say Inception, for example, doesn't have
that
a
is an
resolved,
unresolved ending.
but that's not how I see this question. That ending is left up for a fun debate at the end as to what it meant, and you can have arguments over.
So like there wasn't a resolution.
Sure, but there are movies that are completely there's just no ending at all.
Give me an example, because
don't.
Inception that's the type of ending that I'm talking about, where it's just like
Total Recall.
Yeah,
those are awesome endings. Those
okay, so you're on my
excellent.
team.
I guess I might be, but I have seen artsy movies. I can't remember the names of them because
Blade Runner.
they're stupid, awful artsy
Blade
movies.
Runner has a
Blade Runner.
thought-provoking, ambiguous ending.
Yes, Blade Runner is the ending is just like
we hate that.
it's just like Inception.
I feel like the indie movies that are, day in the life of, and there's these things going on, and then the credits roll, and you're like, the heck did I just spend 2 hours watching this movie?
Like what happened to the rest of their lives?
Yeah, like you told a story.
So you would
finish the story.
So you would much rather have where, like, I'll take that where it's just the movie just kind of ends and it feels a little anticlimactic, but I enjoyed the 2 hours. You want the ending credits where it shows every character's face and then it freezes and it's just a sentence like, then they went to college and they got married.
I
and
love those endings.
Bob got a job as a construction manager. Like, that is so weak. And
Liar.
So
liar.
bad.
You're a liar. Tell
no.
me in the end of Sandlot that you didn't watch and see what those kids' futures were and you're like, that's awesome. He became a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because when I watched Sandlot, I was a child.
Yeah. And when you say children don't matter, Mike?
Oh, my
you don't love our kids?
I am saying my
Oh,
ability
my gosh.
to consume a story has changed from the time of being a child to being a grown-up.
I see both sides, but Mike, you have to admit some movies take the easy way out with that.
Sure.
Where they get there and they're like, I can't be creative enough to tie up these
That's how
endings.
those indie movies feel. The indie movies feel like, I told a story, I'm not sure how to end it. Ooh, credits. And then people will be like, what happened? And it'll be like, exactly. But it's just a cop-out.
I'm guessing that during the writing portion, it's not, they're not like, oh, crap, I don't know how to end this. Just do it. It's
Just
over.
do credits.
Like this, I don't think that's the thought
We're out of
process.
budget.
I see right through them.
I see the other side of the story. I think that's the cop-out of, like, we don't know how to end this. And they're like, this happened to that character, this happened to that character, and the movie's done. Everyone's real happy.
Thomas lived a happy life, got married, had 2 kids, retired.
I will say that when the movies show this is the future for these characters, that when that happens, I love it. So, I mean, there's not one example that a movie's ever done that where I'm not like, heck yeah, man, tell me the future.
What if they started adding that as like an add-on to the movie ticket?
Yes.
Like you pay an extra $5 and they give you the pamphlet that says what happened to all the characters at the end?
They'd get $5 more out of me every single movie. I mean, I don't even care what it could be. Hamlet. Everyone's dead. And it's like, tell me the
next 15
Tell me what
years.
their lives look like 10 years
And they remained dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yes, I knew it.
All right, we're moving on.
That's a great question.
All right, well, this first one comes from Andrew on Patreon. It's me, just so you know.
Oh, thanks.
I submitted this one because I wanted to know your answer. I was very curious. You can shoot one free throw. Make it, you get $1 million. Miss it, you can never text again.
Ooh,
Do
man.
you take the shot?
Absolutely, I take the shot.
You take the shot.
Yeah.
One free throw.
One free throw.
What do you think your percentage chance is?
I think it is
Realistic.
realistic.
I have it in my head what I think Jason's realistic chances.
Realistic right now, because when I played basketball in high school, I was an 80% free throw shooter. I am not that. I don't play very much.
That
if I
was
were
a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long while ago. 72 years.
Oh, okay.
I can't see what is written down.
Okay.
I believe I would hit 60% of my free throws.
Oh, he gave you 65.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to
So
be
that's
above 50%.
That's a 35 to 40% chance you never get to send a text the rest of your life.
It's not that bad.
I mean,
You say that, but I think you underestimate that importance.
no,
there could be advantages.
Your kids, you're never texting your kids.
Yeah. Oh no,
You're never
I got to
texting
call
the
them.
contractor.
I got to hear their beautiful voices.
They're not answering that. They're texters.
Yeah, but they know Dad won't text them back.
They probably don't know how to have a phone call. They'll be like, "Hello, what is this?"
Yeah,
So you're taking the shot.
I'm taking the shot because I've got a below 50% chance to miss out on texting for the rest of my life, but there could legitimately be advantages to that. Even though I love texting, I text all the time. It could be good. It could be good for me. But there is very few situations, I would say none, in life where you have an above 50% chance to do something to get $1 million.
sure.
I'm definitely going to be making some changes to this question in a second, but Mike, first I want to know if you do it. Now, your free throw shooting is probably not where Jason's is at.
not anywhere close. I would put myself maybe 30% if I'm being generous to myself.
So are you taking the shot? What if I make it $5 million?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. If you could see your face, you were considering. You were genuinely in thought. You're like, would I do this? He changed the numbers. Like, that's
yeah. Well,
easy.
I mean, it was like I probably end up doing it for $1 million.
So-
and if it's 5, then yeah.
So I'm going to make two alterations. First, I want to know, would you take a longer amount of time preparing for the shot, or would you try to be in rhythm?
Oh, you got to be in rhythm. I would have.
So you
I'd
go
have
up there, two dribbles.
two dribbles, bend the knees, spin the ball, take the shot.
Mike, are you really concentrating here?
I mean, I never played.
You don't have a routine.
I never played organized basketball.
Are you going underhand?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because my granny shot is definitely better than my overhand shot.
You know what? I don't understand why it doesn't happen more in basketball, like free throws. And I get why, because it's dumb looking.
Because it's pride.
It's pride. The answer to my question is pride. But as you grow up and you're learning to play basketball and you're shooting free throws and you're getting better, if you just worked from the time that you were a young lad all the way through college ball and into the NBA on straight free throw banks, you can make them.
Oh, sure.
You should be shooting 95% just banking that off the back.
Shaq, I was reading this the other day. Like, it's been well talked about. He was a horrible free throw shooter, 52% or something his whole career. They tried to get him to go underhand, and he just straight up said, "I don't want to look stupid."
Yeah.
He was willing to sacrifice multiple spots.
I love it. Like, I would look so stupid making all of those shots.
Yeah.
I would rather miss half of them.
So
Because I don't look stupid when I miss something that's called a free throw.
here's a new question. Follow up hypothetical with a free throw. Okay?
Okay.
I'm making it up on the fly here. $10 million.
I'm in.
Okay.
Okay? $10 million. You shoot until you make it. Every miss, one of your fingers falls off.
Falls off. I
Falls
don't have
off.
So there's no pain.
No pain.
I'm missing a finger.
You're losing a finger.
now,
is
is
the-
that the shooting hand? Because
You don't
that becomes a real problem here.
You won't know. You won't know. But my follow-up is
You're
like,
committed to the shot, and so if you miss two fingers are gone. You miss three fingers is gone.
so I mean, it falls off, and we're saying like it's just covered up immediately, or is it? Is it an open wound? Does
no,
it hurt?
I mean it can be covered up immediately.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
but
already-
it will be
it's a-
remaining on the ground next to you.
That's fine.
You're not. It's not gone. It's like
but the nub is healed.
it's falling, and you've got a nub.
All right.
Can I kick it out of the way?
Yes, you can nudge it. Yes, you can nudge it out of your shooting path.
If
Because you're
I
shooting
can-
65%, but you might lose one finger here.
Oh, I mean,
But it's 10 million.
I could lose. I
could use them
lose
all. I
Several.
mean-
well, eventually, if you miss those first 5, you're going home with no fingers and no money. I will accept the game, and I will play the game if I get to pick the finger, solely because if it was my right hand middle finger,
Yeah, you're done.
I don't know how I
Well,
make
you could shoot lefty. Your odds are going down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all of a sudden I go from.
So what do you go? Do you go?
Well, I would start on the left hand because I'm
Well,
shooting
which one?
right-handed. I would start with the pinky.
You get to choose.
I feel like
here,
I go ring finger.
You get to choose. You get to choose. But it's 2 fingers if it's your left hand, and it's 1 if it's your right.
Ooh.
Okay, so now I've got
Also, this is the dumbest
I got
question I've ever asked.
little claw.
No, dude, you got to keep the pinky.
Just
Keep
for
the
you
pinky?
listening.
Yeah.
No
for you,
way.
For
Yeah.
you listening at
No.
home, Jason is now trying out different formations of 3 fingers on his left hand to see which claw he prefers.
You got to keep the pinky.
No, the pinky's not strong enough, Mike. It doesn't do me.
Yeah,
any
no, the
good.
pinky's got to go first.
No, what? You guys are crazy.
No, you need to have
You,
your.
you got to have their 3
gotta have
dominant.
your-
No,
you
man.
got to have pointer,
you gotta have
middle
your
finger, and
graspers.
thumb.
your ring fingers.
You
useless.
notice every claw machine they don't have pinkies.
That's true. That's clearly those 3
I feel
prongs
like-
are their middle finger,
Yeah,
pointer, and
and the thumb.
and the
I don't
thumb.
know. I feel like just with the
You must
opening
have
of
Are
the
you
Long
taking
pinky.
the shot for 10 million?
No, would have losing fingers? No.
Okay, there's no amount of money then.
Well, I mean, of course, there's an amount of money.
11 million.
There's an amount of money for nearly everything, which is an unfortunate.
Can I buy a ball team?
observation? Yeah, it's an bad observation about us as human beings. That there is a price,
Yeah.
but like I said, I think I'm down at 30%.
That really is sad, Mike. There is a price for almost everything. I mean, darn near anything. There's like a price.
Yeah.
It's not reasonable. Can't happen. But it exists.
Yeah,
James Brooks from Patreon has another great question for us. What is the proper way to put up glasses and mugs after washing them?
oh yes.
Upside down or right side up? So is this, just to be clear, I want to, because, it's not taking them from the dishwasher. This is you wash them, and then you put them away, or you wash them
They're
and
dry.
you set them out to dry?
They're dry.
Oh, just dry glasses.
Yeah, this
So
is
you don't have to consider any
No.
any drainage here.
No, this is a perfectly clean
I mean-
and dry glass.
I'm just going to admit it. I don't know if this is shameful. 100% of my life has been up.
Yeah. Up is the right way. But I think the question.
I'm an upside down man.
You're an
Really?
upside down man?
Now, is
Al?
this-
I am as well.
You gave me the
upside
thumbs down. That means
Yep.
upside down?
Okay.
Correct.
So let me
Brooks,
ask.
Brooks.
I'm up.
Okay. 3-2, we win. So question here for you two upside down gentlemen: is this more based on water or more based
gotta
on
be
like
dust.
the dust?
It's got to be
Dust.
dust.
Okay, that makes sense. I think
But
a
dust
lot of
can't accumulate that fast.
and
Dust
it's in
requires 3 days
and it's
of,
in a
of not being used.
closed cabinet.
No,
is
no,
there really dust getting in there?
I don't know, but I'm not taking any chances. That's what the logic my brain tells me is that like you can look around in your living area and it's disgusting. It becomes disgusting in a matter of in Arizona. A day like stuff is already dusty, and I just imagine it getting into my cabinet.
Oh my god!
And going into my cups,
Which is apparently Al's view too.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
the
really no
cabinet-
downside to placing them upside down. And
They look stupid.
No,
That's
no,
the
no, no.
downside.
The
look-
downside is if you
they look
if
great.
you take it out of the cabinet and put it underneath the faucet, there's no rotational effort on your wrist.
That's true.
There is some science
you're-
behind the fact that those that keep them down, their wrists are
It's
weaker.
Like the ergo conversation, that's fine. But you guys are drinking the desert.
I don't.
Just so much
Just
dead,
pure mud
just
and dust.
dead skin,
if this
bug
was
poop.
if-
It's everywhere.
If this was
You
out
can't stop
and
it.
about open shelves, I think you're right.
Yeah.
There's dust everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you come
you
back to
think
this,
you think the tiny little
You think it climbs through the crack?
Yes,
Yes.
I do think it keeps the dust
No,
out. I think if you
dust
come back,
settles from the upper.
You're opening and closing your cabinets all the time.
You're
That's
just wafting
Just
it
to
in.
grab the.
You're just as soon as you close it, you're pushing all of it in. Just waft it right in.
How
there.
dirty are your houses?
yeah, they're disgusting. These two gentlemen are not gentlemen.
I change my air filters.
Yeah, thank you. You're
your
a
air
responsible.
filters-
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Your air filters cannot stop the shedding of your skin.
if
Are you you're leaking your arm hair and your skin into your cups?
You are just living, walking around.
Just living.
Your skin is everywhere.
I'm leaking skin everywhere except my cups because they're in a cabinet.
No.
If I left my house for 100 years and
Do
I
you know
came
how
back
small microscopic is?
and I came back to this house and it's covered in dust everywhere.
Oh yeah,
every
there's plants
cabinet,
and vines growing
I
everywhere.
would open these cabinets and everything is fine inside.
Yeah,
you guys have so much faith in a thing.
I have really nice cabinets. they're
Are they-
airtight, sealed?
Okay, if
vacuum sealed.
If you have vacuum sealed, then you're a little bit okay. Because like I said, as soon as you open those up and you close them, you're inviting it all in.
This is ridiculous. One reason that I wouldn't put them downways is because when you take them out of like the dishwasher and stuff, they're not always 100% dry, and I don't want to like leak water down onto the wood.
Yes, that I get.
Do you guys line your cabinets with a little extra moisture absorption?
No.
So you've got some cracked cabinets.
They've
Oh, yeah,
got
it's-
mold
it's-
in their
it's probably
cabinets
mold.
to
Oh,
avoid
yeah.
the microscopic dust.
Mold to avoid the dust.
Mold makes you strong.
Oh yeah.
Penicillin.
All right. Do we got time for one more of these before our draft?
We sure do.
All right. Sandwich Supreme on Patreon sent us in this question. If I text someone and they complain about me waking them up, is that on me for texting them too late at night or early in the morning? Or is it on them for not using Do Not Disturb while sleeping? This is a great question.
It's a great question with a clear answer.
Yes.
This is only one person's fault.
You're going to say that it is the Do Not Disturb that needs to be on for that person. They need to control their own universe.
Yes.
And I can just willy-nilly text anybody I want.
Yes.
Anytime I want.
That's the magic of texting, is that I can send it to you at any given moment. I don't have to wait until you're
Do
awake
you-
to make a phone call.
So are you telling me that like you don't pause and think about that when you text?
I do.
Ever?
No, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Because I know people make mistakes with their Do Not Disturb.
That's part of it. Is like, so we have our accountant, our financial
Yeah.
guy lives in Hawaii. So he's doing really, really bad. He lives in Hawaii. And so like 8 o'clock our time is like 5 in the morning, I think, in Hawaii, or 4 in the morning. I think it's 4 hour time. Every time I Google it,
whatever.
I'm like, it's way too early.
Yeah.
And I have to make that decision when I have a question at 7 or 8. But I am now aware that he Do Not Disturbs his phone.
Yes.
Therefore, I fire away.
Look, if you are a person who you're a professional and you have made it in your life that you can go live in Hawaii, you know how to operate a phone and put on your Do Not Disturb. It's automatic. You don't have to turn it on and turn it off. You can tell your phone, this is the hours I want Do Not Disturb on. This is not 1997 where everyone has a Nokia that doesn't even have vibrate. It only you only have sound on or sound off, and there's no D&D on that. Like, that's a fine question 30 years ago. But right now, if you can't manage the tech, get out of here.
Okay, let me give you a follow-up then. I'm in the mood to modify today. What is your reaction when you do call somebody and you get the tired, you think they just woke up voice?
Call?
Yeah. You
Well,
know,
that's different.
okay, but yeah,
I'm not calling people at 11 o'clock because
but aren't they supposed to have Do Not Disturb on?
Ironically, that math does check out. Do Not Disturb should stop the call from coming through.
it does not stop the call from your contact list.
That's or your favorites or something. You
Yeah.
can set that up.
I believe the way that works is the second call.
it's your
the
favorites.
second call from
I think it's the
favorites
first
goes
one.
through.
I think it's the first one.
I'm on it.
I think it's the first one. But if
And-
you get
and
the
that I
tired
am-
voice though, because you catch them in a nap or something, do
in a
you
nap?
do you panic and do you wish you could just hang up, or do you apologize?
It's too late at that point.
Did
What-
I wake you? Is that coming out of your mouth?
No, you say you sound terrible. You put it all on them.
Okay.
But
okay.
that I'm aware of. Like when
So you wouldn't make the phone call at 5 in the morning for sure.
right. Like
Right.
I
That's
don't
fair.
I don't call my dad after like 8 o'clock because he's an old man. He goes to bed very early, and I know that the phone will ring through.
He texts him the numbers 911 and waits for the do not disturb to go off for him to call.
And I'm like, why didn't you call me last night?
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
The phone makes it very easy.
Are you in agreement, producers, that the responsibility is now on the do not disturber?
Definitely.
Now, there is one caveat here, which is people above the age of like
Yes.
60.
Yes.
Sure.
100%.
Where the fact they're never touching the do not disturb. That's far beyond their capabilities.
If you got to 50
Help them.
and did
they
not,
also don't have vibrate on. There's no chance.
if you got to 50 and did not already operate that new method of technology, then we presume that's the barometer. Like, when did this thing exist? The do not disturb automatic window thing. Did that happen before or after they were 50? Then you know whether or not they use it.
That seems like an easy thing you can do for your parents.
Teach them.
Yeah.
Tease 'em.
Like,
Yeah, it's
well,
not
you
easy.
don't
but
even
you
just turn it on
can
You
for
don't
do
even
it.
need to
Just
teach.
grab
you
their
just turn it
phone.
on because now it's on forever.
My phone doesn't work
Yeah.
anymore. All right, moving on.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, this is a fun one. I believe Jason made this one up. Song titles that could describe a bad date. Now, I think we were going to do movies or something, and then now we're doing songs.
Who knows?
And maybe we'll do movies another time.
Truth be told, yeah, we were doing movies, but Jason prepared for the wrong draft.
Okay.
So we're doing songs, and we might
Yeah.
save movies for another day.
Okay, I like it. There are a lot of different songs that could describe a bad date. A lot of different angles you could take. I don't feel like there is. I mean, of all the drafts, there's no 101 here.
Correct.
However, I'm going to go with "Can't Touch This" by MC Hammer.
Very good. Very good.
Can't touch this.
I believe it is. You can't touch this. Or
Okay, you can't
I'm
touch
just-
this. Yeah, the
Now
official
I have to vet it.
name. You can't touch this.
Yes, with the letter U.
Um,
It's not spelled out. MC Hammer had no time for extra characters.
no, not back then. Back then, characters were
Yeah,
expensive.
you had a limit.
Can't touch this.
So that is my song title describing my a bad date.
I like that. So we know a little bit about Andy now. He wants to be very physical on this date. And it's bad because you can't touch this.
All right.
I like it.
That's the way you took that?
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, how did
I did not mean it that
Oh,
way.
you meant just like
I did not mean it like I was trying to get handsy and they said no. Okay?
That's how I took it.
I meant like the date went bad and I am therefore saying you can't touch this.
That's where I
That's how you
was.
took it. No,
I had to step in there
100
real quick.
100% thought you wanted more of a physical relationship.
goodness.
And the date went poorly because you can't touch
I was
this.
denied?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Well, that's good.
Oh man, I am red. All right,
All right.
Mike, your pick.
All right. Well, of this list, how do I want to start it? I will go. I'm going to start my draft for describing a bad date. I will go with "Don't Stand So Close to Me" by the Police.
Okay, I like it, and I'm hearing them in my head now too. So
Yeah, that's
I like it.
Sing that one.
That one's
Don't
the
stand.
yeah. That's
Don't stand.
the Police are like
Don't stand so
a very
close to me.
They've always been a strange band to me because usually the chorus is like, this is like, oh, once it gets to the chorus, this is the good part of the song. The chorus was always fine for the Police. The verses that was where the magic was for a band. They were a very strange backwards type of people.
Okay.
Something you and Brooks can talk about in the future.
Yeah, I'm sure. Brooks, are you in agreement over here? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
so
weird.
you
Get it together.
don't stand so close to me. Maybe it's a bad breath problem on date one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a personal bubble space.
Yeah.
You got those people that, you know.
Or as Jason would interpret it, Mike was trying to stand really
Yeah,
close.
Right.
And
Mike
they're
was
like,
wanting to
don't.
get close. And she was like, don't stand so close to me. Well, this date is over.
All right. Jason, you get a couple of picks.
All right. I'm going to start with a great song. It's not so great for a date.
Okay.
It smells like Teen Spirit because
Oh.
teenagers be stinky.
Okay.
And you don't want a stinky date. You know, that's going to ruin a date right off the bat.
Okay. Yeah, we'll interpret it that way.
That's
That's the way we're going to
description.
interpret it is how you're saying it.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
For sure. That's
Peculiar.
And my second one, here from the Rolling Stones, I can't get no satisfaction.
Okay.
That date went very poorly.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah.
it's on to you.
Okay, I'm already back on the clock. Interesting.
Thank goodness.
I am going to go. Man, there's a lot that I like on my list over here. I will go. Jason is cackling.
Sorry, I saw one on my list that
You're not going to
that's making
say
you
no.
funny. It is. People should know this song. I don't know if you guys will know it. It is a. Are you familiar with the band Iron Maiden?
I do
sing it.
No, that's the band.
Sing the band.
Sing the band.
But anyways, the name
the
of
song?
The title of the track is "Run to the Hills"
Okay.
by Iron Maiden.
I like it. Run to the hills.
Yes, which is if you're not listening to that.
Have you
right
been on a blind date or a first date where you had to
now.
make it through
No,
and it was not going well?
I wasn't really in the dating scene. It was like you meet people, like you hang out with people, establish a relationship with them, and then
Okay.
maybe you're dating later.
Well, I have been on one of those. I went on a blind date. It was known within a couple of moments.
No.
And it was a day planned.
Oh,
Like a pretty good, longer day. And so
oh man.
in the spirit of that, long ago, this was a blind date that I made it through. I'm going to go with "I Will Survive"
Okay.
as my second song, because sometimes you just have to make it through a bad date.
I mean, we're not the people to give this advice.
Sure
surely.
we are.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean, I guess
yeah.
we're pretty good at everything.
Thank you.
What socially should you have a date like that?
Yeah.
How long do you need to continue the date before, or like, is it like, can you just have 2 minutes and go, this? No, this.
I don't think
this
there's any.
isn't gonna work.
If there's not a buzzer on the table, you got to go more than a couple minutes.
I can't do you can argue that it is a kindness and a blessing to just be like, this isn't going to work.
Right.
Get up and leave. But I would argue that that is not very nice. And that
Sure.
person would be very unhappy and feel bad. And so I could not do that. I would finish the entirety of, if you're
That's
getting,
what I did.
If you're getting coffee, if you're getting dinner, if you're getting whatever the date is,
Right.
You don't just be like, you want to meet at that bench for a date? You're doing a thing
Yeah.
usually on a date.
Yeah, we
I
had
would-
like lunch, and we went walking around a mall.
You complete that action and then you leave.
I'm saying, you're sitting down for the date and or for dinner.
Yeah.
And a nice dinner. I assume that's what people on first dates, they go have a nice dinner. But you do know.
You know.
You know right away, like, this is not going to work.
If it's mutual and it's obvious it's mutual, that might give you a better chance.
Yes.
But if it's one direction, which was what mine was,
I feel like
it was much worse because she was very happy to be on the date.
One direction means there's only here's where it doesn't work. It doesn't work where you sit down, you start talking, you realize it's not going to happen. You're like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then you never come back.
no.
Or
that does happen.
that
though.
does
People
happen.
do that now.
That's wrong. Here's where it's okay. You get to this date, and assuming this is a blind date, you're just trying to, I'll be the woman with the red rose on the lapel or whatever,
Right.
and you see her, and you're like,
Yeah, that's that most blind date
yeah.
stuff.
And
when you sit down, make sure you say, the weather is nice in Philadelphia.
if you haven't yet met, and from a distance, this isn't going to work, then you can.
There is an escape.
That's
hatch.
an escape. You never
That's the
show
exact-
up.
That's the exact same move as I got to go to the bathroom.
No, because you never showed up. You forgot about
I was
it.
in a fatal car
I was
accident.
never here. I'm so sorry. I missed it. Also,
That's a little bit merciful.
No, that is not merciful
That
at all.
is merciful.
No, that
I
is.
guess the woman in the red
the person,
rose is sitting there alone.
the person who just got ghosted is sitting at that table for 30+ minutes.
No, that's a
waiting
problem.
for you to show up.
no. Well, no. I
And
text.
that's-
I text immediately. I say, I'm so sorry. Something came up. I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. Maybe we can reschedule. And then I ghost her.
What if that's you just? What if you text her in the middle of the or at
While
the
you're
beginning of
sitting there?
You just text me like, this is not going to work out. And then as they buzz and they look at it, you just go, peace.
That would
No.
be
As soon as she picks up the phone, you just start walking.
all right. So we are halfway through our draft. I have You Can't Touch This and I Will Survive. Mike has Don't Stand So Close to Me and Run to the Hills. And Jason made a couple picks as well. I am going to go with a different direction here. I'm going to go with Smooth Criminal.
Ooh.
She's stealing your wallet.
She's stealing from me. That's exactly right.
Okay.
It's a bad date. And if I was describing that to someone, if she stole my wallet, that's the song I would choose.
You thought you had a good date, but when you went to pay the taxi cab, you went, wait a minute.
When I looked for my, I went to,
I know. What?
when I went to check the time, my watch was gone.
Oh, so she's a really smooth criminal.
Yeah.
That is smooth.
At that point, I'm back in because I'm like, she's talented. If
yeah.
she can get my watch off without me knowing.
Yeah, she was doing a bunch of magic tricks right in the middle of the date to take the watch. All right, Mike, you are back.
Let's see. Don't you get? Oh, you wait. You did.
took
I
two.
Will Survive.
Yeah, I Will Survive.
Okay, I lost my track there. All right. This again. You may not be familiar with the song, but Etta James has a song titled "I'd Rather Go Blind."
Oh man, brutal.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's not going well.
I would rather go blind than spend more time with you.
Wow,
rough.
that's wonderful. What style of song is that?
Etta James' old standards.
Oh yeah, but that's the lyric right there.
Is a type of music.
Yes, it actually is.
But that
which
was
I knew.
That's the
Yes.
full lyric. I'd rather go blind than spend more time with you.
No, I don't know the actual lyric.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm just saying like that's
That's
how
the
I'm-
implication.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Jason, you have 2 more picks.
All right.
Can't wait to hear them.
Look, sometimes there's a problem on a date. Sometimes there's a lot of problems.
Okay.
But what you don't want, like Jay-Z said, is 99 problems because that's too much.
That is a lot of problems to be having on a date.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
even want to tell.
everything's-
I don't even want to tell the story of the day. That's like, how'd it go? 99 problems.
Okay.
You better have a lot of time. 'Cause
like
I had
it.
a lot of problems.
All right, I
so
like
that's
it.
one. Thank you, Jay-Z. And then
Shout out to my boy.
Shout out. And then the last one here, I think. Look, you know, you're going on a date. You don't know how this person is, and I know what you don't want this person to be, and there's a creep by
Yeah.
Radiohead.
Ah.
Creep is not the adjective for a good date.
I like it. That was on my list.
Thank you.
Interesting.
You didn't have Smells Like Teen Spirit?
No.
No.
That's
I
a
didn't.
great pick.
I didn't have that.
I mean, it's so good. We did not think about it.
it. Oh, in that song, You're the Creep.
I
If you
guess
think
by
about
the
it. Yeah.
lyrics, yeah.
Nice. You're the
Ooh,
creep.
Backfired.
Yeah.
I would say that when there is a creep, like, it's usually going to be the guy. I can't,
Oh,
it's
yes.
going to be me.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm the creep. Shoot.
All right.
How'd the date went? Oh, it's terrible. I was such a creep.
All right, Mike, you have 1 pick left.
All right. So for my final pick here, perhaps you're out, enjoying yourself. People are having some adult beverages.
Yeah.
Perhaps the other person over imbibes,
Okay.
and you say, "Call Me When You're Sober"
Oh.
by Evanescence.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
I
at
didn't
least
see
you want
an Evanescence song coming from Mike on this one.
at least you want a call later. That's I
Ooh.
mean, this is the best of the bad
Get cleaned
dates.
up and then give me a ring.
See, I feel like when you're saying that, though, I mean, you're just like,
Yeah. You don't mean it.
yeah. I mean, when I say call me, I mean don't call me, but also you're a lush.
When I say call me, I mean you call me, I won't call you.
All right, final pick. I'm pretty
Yeah.
happy with this final pick
All right.
because it's a situation I really wouldn't want to have happen on a date, and it's a song by Gaudier,
Yeah.
Gruyere.
and it's somebody that I used to know.
Yes.
Because if I show up at that date
Oh no.
and it's like somebody that I used to date, that would be a problem.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's you.
Or anybody that you used to know.
yeah. I could see
maybe.
that going poorly.
Could be good.
It could be a good
be
thing.
good.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
that's someone I used to
We're
know.
reunited.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So that'll do it. Jason has Smells Like Teen Spirit. I Can't Get No Satisfaction. 99 Problems in Creep. Mike has Don't Stand So Close to Me. Run to the Hills. I'd Rather Go Blind. My personal favorite. Call Me When You're Sober. I Have You Can't Touch This. I Will Survive. Smooth Criminal and Someone That I Used to Know. I did have some finalists that
Oh, man,
we
yeah.
can share if we want to share a few finalists.
Yeah.
It was between I Will Survive and Staying Alive. So
Okay,
either
sure,
one of
sure,
those
sure.
had the same meaning. Also threw in I Shot the Sheriff. Figured that date went wrong.
Oh, that would be.
At
At least the deputy's all right, though.
And then obviously from the top of the show, I never even drafted it, but Witch Doctor didn't seem like a good date.
Okay, that's good. I've got some classics like Heartbreak Hotel and You've Lost That Love and Feeling. I got more modern songs like Cry Me a River and Bye Bye Bye.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's a good one.
Bye Bye. Bye Bye Bye. And some others.
Yeah, Mike.
We have, let's see, End of the Road by Boys to Men.
Oh, that's good.
People Are Strange by The Doors.
Oh, yeah, very good one.
See, you should have gone with that one because then it's the people who
Right.
are the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Not
You're not
in
the
fact
creep.
you.
Yeah, whoops.
And then there were two Ice ones, Ice Ice Baby and Cold as Ice by Foreigner.
Ah, yeah.
You know, you get the
Yeah,
cold
yeah.
shoulder. All right, that'll do it.
What did we learn today?
Learn that teenagers are smelly.
Well, I mean, that's common knowledge.
Oh,
you just
did I
learned
just
that
learn
today?
that? Yeah.
I learned that Jason believes he is still a 65% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I think he.
I believe I was 60%. Andy thought I
Oh,
was
60%.
65%.
60%. We're going to have to get on the court and figure
I
this out.
learned that air quotes usage without the sarcastic tone in your voice begs a lot of questions.
It's back, baby.
Thank you for joining us. I bet we come out with another episode of this show next week even. Hope you join us.
Tell your friends, everybody. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.